I'm Chris, and welcome to my YouTube video. This is going to be a very long walkthrough, hoping you can hear me okay. Got no idea if the audio is working, but I'm going to guess it is. Anyway, so here we have, this is, I believe it's a 2020 Honda Lawnmower. The engine is a GCV170. Maybe what I can do is I need to take over this way. This is the engine. It's a brand, I believe it's a brand new engine for 2020 and after for Honda. This is the GCV170. It's the larger, slightly larger engine than the 160. It's got a bit more horsepower to it. So this mower is the HRN216. And that's going to be important a little later, as well as I'm going to show you the model number I got here. And this is important too to keep in mind. HRN216VKA. HRN216VKA. And so now that's going to be important because I'm going to show it to you a little later, but this lawnmower, since I got it out of the box, it has been running quite just revving up and down. It's got this really bad revving loop it does ever since it came out of the box, and it's really annoying. It was hard to start to begin with. It's supposed to be easy starting, it says on the top of the cover. It says easy start auto choke system, and I believe this is the first engine that Honda used after 2020 for automatic choke. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not the expert on all of these things. I'm just a how-to person that's just trying to figure things out, to learn about things and just try to save a few bucks and not doing too much harm along the way. But anyway, but it's been anything but an easy start. It would be a hard start, and when it would finally get started and finally get going, there would be smoke with it, and then after a while, after several moments, it would start to rev up and down, and just rev up and down the whole time you're using it. Really annoying. And so finally what I did was I thought I'd like to take care of that really annoying revving, and I watched other YouTube videos. This one YouTube video I watched from this one guy who mentioned about getting a collection of micro drill bits. I meant to get those. I meant to show them to you. It's a collection of micro drill bits, and which I found on Amazon. And he says you get these really teeny tiny micro drill bits that I found off of Amazon. You use them to drill out the jets in the existing carburetor, and that will cure it from revving up and down. Okay, well, I bought those micro tiny little drill bits. I tried to follow his directions exactly, to find out that I did too good of a good job, as I made the jets just a bit bigger than they probably should, as it did eliminate the revving, but now it's pouring in way too much gas, running very, very rich, really smoky, fouling up the spark plug, and not running at all. So I need to pull this apart and try to find out what the original existing jet is for the main jet. And I believe what's going on is the main jet for that original carburetor is too small. It's too teeny tiny small, where it's drawing up gas but not quite enough to keep it going, and I think that's what's making it rev up and down. So what I need to do is it's gonna pull off the old carburetor first, and I tried to run it to get the gas out of it, but then it won't start. So it won't start at all. So that's another concern I have at the moment, is I'm curious if it's going to start at all when I get this going, when I get this all put back together. So that's another concern. the gas may have been run out of it already, but I don't know that. I thought my last memory was that it was not run out of yet. So there is that's the cover taken off. I could probably wipe that down a little bit. I got a piece of blue towel here. I can wipe that up a little bit. That would help a little. Now, if any of you are going to be chatting or putting a comment here as I'm doing this live, this is a live video, live feed, so I've got no way to edit anything on the fly. But anyway, that'll help it a little bit, kind of clean it up a bit. So if you're going to be commenting on the live chat, I may not see it, but I'm going to be kind of busy with these things and hoping that you're going to be able to see. This is the old original carburetor that came with the mower. This is the one I drilled out with little tiny micro drill bits I found on Amazon, which, like I say, it solved the problem but made other new problems where I think I drilled them out too well, just a bit too big, and now the whole thing is running too rich. Now, the other thing I need to do is I need to take off, if I can, this bowl down here on the bottom. And of course I may have to I need to get a bigger, I gotta find a wrench. That's something else I didn't plan on. That's gonna take a little while. I need to find a wrench to pull that bowl off, just to make sure there's no other gas in it. You know, I never know what wrench I need. I get a whole collection of them. So, I don't know if any of these are going to fit. They're usually too big or too small. But anyway, that's why this is a long walkthrough video. So be prepared. And you can always use the time shift to fast forward through anything that's going to be boring. I understand. See, it's always too big or too small, and I never will understand. Now, the other bad news is I had all my wrenches all in order, and now they're all mixed all up everywhere in a drawer. So finally found a wrench that will fit. At least I think I did. And by the way, if you can't tell, the gas is already turned off. So I've already had that off before. So I got gas coming out of it. So that's concerning as to why it wouldn't start before. I was trying to start this earlier before I started this video. I was trying to get all the gas out of it, run it out of gas, so I wouldn't have all of it pouring out everywhere, but it would not start for the life of me. Not a clue, well, not really knowing why. It shouldn't be too much wrong with the gas. I got it all sweetened up really well with various different cleaners and such and other kinds of lubricants, so I was trying to get the spark plug and the piston and all of that, those things all cleaned up from all of that built up carbon and running rich. So, well, maybe I did run it out of gas. There's really nothing in there. So you can see, sort of, now what's wrong. Oh, I thought I lost you. So, okay, so there we go. I thought I lost you. Couldn't see anything. Anyway, so that's the bowl I took off. There's really nothing in there. So maybe it did run out of gas. There wasn't really much in there, so maybe that's okay. Anyway, now I need to get some pliers and take that off and then remove these. And if I remember right, I thought I had a spring on here somewhere. I thought I had a different spring someplace on here, I thought. Now I don't know what happened to it. There was a tiny spring somewhere. I remember there was a tiny spring that went to one of these. And now I don't know what happened to it. I thought there was like a tiny, I thought for sure there was a tiny spring in here. Oh, there it is. Oh, I see it now. Okay. So you can't see it, but there's a wire spring attached here. I thought that wasn't there. I couldn't see it. So maybe you could, there's like a tiny little wire spring I thought I misplaced somewhere. I thought maybe that's why it wasn't starting. But we'll see what happens. I'm concerned that after all of this work, it's not going to run or start. But I'm hoping it will start. But then I'll be concerned about, is it going to start to rev up and down again? Just wanting to, doesn't want to come off of there. But that's why this is a long walkthrough video where you do have that time shift to fast forward through some parts, because it's probably going to take a long time to, anyway, so maybe I'll get that off here a little bit later. Meanwhile, I need to remove this tiny little wire spring. If I am able to without bending it up too much. But I guess the other thing I can do is I can just, I thought maybe I could pull this off, but maybe I can't do that really well. So I got these other things on here. Finally get that off. Now I can have a bit easier time getting that off, which I don't know if you can see anything. I guess you can, maybe a little. And this is not the best setup for trying to do a video. I don't have all of the necessary complicated camera gear. I'm just using my iPhone. So I took those off. Now, let's see, you saw me take that off. So here is the original, and I was gonna save this because I know that's good. The main jet, the emulsion tube, I guess they call it, is way down there. So I was gonna take this, if it will fit, or this screwdriver here, and let's see if I can unscrew this and try to find out, if I'm able to find out, what the original main jet is. And I found out by looking on the new parts, I found out that the number is stamped on the side. And I will try to show that here in a moment. Maybe if you can see anything. You may not be able to see anything, it's just so bad. But just on the side here, on this main jet for this emulsion tube here, it goes through this main jet, and there should be a number stamped somewhere on the side, and I may have to look at it in really bright light, and I may have to clean it up some. But I was wanting to see, I may have to clean this up with carburetor cleaner so I can see it. But I was trying to figure out what's the original jet number it's on here, and I may have to look at it in the sun. But the other thing I can do too is I can see by looking on the brand new carburetor I bought, which I'll show it to you. I can take that jet out and find out what the number is on there. But let's see if maybe I can take it outside with some better light. But what I was talking about earlier is with this main jet, I think it's too small. I think they put in too small of a main jet, and I will show you how and why that is here in a little while. But I think they got too small of a main jet where it's able to drop gas, but because it's too small, it's not able to keep it going, and then that's where you have constant revving up and down that never quits. I don't know if it's any better or not, but let's see if I can take you out here into the sun. Let's see if there's any way I can see. I may be able to see anything. Can't see anything at all, can you? Let's see. I'm trying to find out if I can find out what the original jet number is on this. On there, I might be able to can just see it so faint. Still can't see anything, can you? So Sorry about that. Anyway, I think it's stamped, because it's like I'm trying to look at it with my glasses, but then you can't see nothing, but that's YouTube for you. Anyway, I think it's stamped on there somewhere, and I can't tell what it is. I'm assuming this is a 65 jet, and if it is, then it's going to be too small and too tiny. It's like I have to take like pictures of it and zoom in super close to see what the jet number is. So I can't see it, at least not from here. And I know you're looking at my really bad chewed up thumbnail. I guess that's my cigarettes for you. I chew my fingernails really bad, and chewing my fingernails and chewing up my thumbnails, it's, I don't know, kind of like, I suppose, better than cigarettes, I guess, for me anyway. But anyway, I can't see even in the sun. I can't see what that is, but I think it's on right in there somewhere. Right in there somewhere. It's the original jet number, and I can't see for the life of me what that is. But anyway, we're getting to be too long trying to find out what that is. I'll have to look at it later. But I might have the same thing with looking at the new carburetor and trying to see what that original jet is too. Anyway, so what I'll show you now is the parts I got. And so now, first, what I did was I go here to my tablet, and I already put the I've already put the website in the comments, and so I've already put the website link in the comments. And so this is the website for Honda Power Equipment Lawnmower OEM parts. So you have HondaPartsNation.com, HondaPartsNation.com, and so this is not eParts, it's not eBay, it's not Amazon, it's none of those things. So this is the Honda Parts Nation website where you can look up any of the different model numbers of your lawnmower that you have. And in this case, for me, for my situation, I have an HRN216VKA. HRN216VKA. So I'll choose that one. And here you have all the different parts you can get. And so what I did was I went to Carburetor, and here are the diagram for your lawnmower, for your carburetor, and here you have all of the different parts you can get for it, individual parts. And I do believe, if I remember right, you can also buy the whole entire carburetor, that's what I did. Here's the carburetor assembly. That's what I bought. At the time when I purchased it, it was well over $70. But so it's gone down in price a little bit. But at one time it was maybe $40-something. Anyway, so you have the whole entire carburetor you can buy. Then you have the nozzle main, and then you have these main jets here. And so I mentioned 65 before. I had that wrong. What I meant was that you have this main jet 62, which is the I think it's the smallest one, and I think that's the one they have originally. And the carburetor is at 62 carburetor jet, whatever. I can never talk right. So if that's true, I think that's what they have is a small little. I think that's too small. I think that's what they have in the carburetor originally is 62. So what I was going to do was I was going to go to 65 and try it. I was trying to verify to make sure that it really is 62 in there to begin with, and I can't see anything. But anyway, so I was going to go with 65 and see if that will work. And if not, I can try the next big one. But you can buy these 3 different individual jets for your carburetor, and so maybe you can have much better luck with getting your Honda Lawnmower running without revving and fouling up the spark plug and all of those other things. So now here is, I purchased the jets. I purchased all 3 in case I needed everything. I've got gaskets, the whole carburetor, all of those other things, all like that. So this is the really small little jet. You can line this up. This is the small little jet. You can line this number up with this, and just you know which one that you have. And anyway, so what we have here, it's the that's number 62. That's a small little one. So I didn't want to start with that. I was wanting to start out with 650, which is a 65 jet. That's the medium. I'm thinking that's what I will need to have this run without revving up and down. So yeah, as Hiromi says, made in Japan. Aye. So. Anyway, so I'm very happy, very glad that Hiromi is here on my broadcast, or at least I hope Hiromi's still here. Anyway, so we got these assorted jets I can try. I have the new gaskets I can put in there. It's always a good idea to put new gaskets in. Now it seems like I might be missing one. I got the one carburetor. I got the one gasket I need, but not the other. So that's okay. I might have the other one in my tool drawer. So I should have another gasket in my drawer of stuff. That's gonna go with this. And this is made in Thailand. So this is the brand new carburetor, automatic choke. I need to take off that bowl off and get that other emulsion tube and original jet out and put in the little bit larger one, and then see if it's all gonna work. Now if I got the wrong gasket, I should have others in here. I should have these other gaskets that will work. So if one doesn't work, then I got some extra here I purchased previously that I can use these if I need. I got an assortment of these different gaskets here I can use. I can't see what this one is with one hand. But anyway, we'll take that out and see what that looks like to be the right one or not. But this, see, I was trying to get new gaskets and I wonder if that's even the right one. But anyway, if all else fails, I can still use these other ones. These aren't in too bad a shape. These are still pretty new. I've been changing out carburetor gaskets, and then these have little holes in it. Anyway, so I'm gonna put you back here in the little holder thing. So now I have no idea how to pause this if I wanted to pause it, but anyway, I don't quite know very well about trying to do live streaming here on YouTube like some people do. But I wish I could find out and see for sure what the original jet is. So I'm going to take this one off if I can. I may not be able to without putting it back on here. So if you're still with me after almost 30 minutes, or it is 30 minutes, thank you for your patience. It's like I've tried to warn you before at the beginning. This is going to be a long walkthrough because there's just so much to it and so much going on. So this is the brand new carburetor. I'll need to remove this if I'm able to. I'm not seeing anything in here to get a screwdriver in really well. It is going to rain later, so I was hoping to try to get this done before it starts to rain. I don't know if I loosened it up or not, I can't tell. I guess I did. But I would like to see what this original jet number is, if there is one on here I can see. I'm thinking it's a small 62 main jet. And I think that's what makes it run real well. I may not be able to see anything with this either. I have to get probably one of those magnifying glass things or something. And now someone might say, well, you can always tell by comparing the two. I suppose I could do that. But it would be nice if it made the number a bit easier to see. I can just barely make out something on there, but I don't know what that is. Oh, let's see here. No, I thought there might be a number on that, but maybe it's nothing. I still can't see it. There was a number here on the very bottom. I want to say it's a 68. That can't be right. Huh. Well, if it's a 68, then that's the largest one then. I thought it was a 60, yeah. Well, I know the 68 makes it rev up and down all kinds, so I'm sorry you can't see anything. You probably can't see that, but this is the old one I drilled out. This is the new one out of the new carburetor, and I can just barely make out some numbers on the very bottom, I believe. And the one on the left appears to say 68, and I can't see really well what the one on the right says. It might also be 68. Well, I know this. Well, then, I was assuming or guesstimating that the 68 jet would be the largest one, and I know that that revs up and down. So I thought, well, maybe I'll need to go with one smaller, I suppose. It's just strange how it revs up and down and whatever. Anyway, I wish I could see it better, but appears to be a 68. It's just you can't see hardly anything. Well, what I can still do is, in that case, if it is a 68, I can go with the 65 and just see what happens. Anyway, so let's put this all back together, I suppose. I think it goes like that. Hard to tell. Well, let's see. What I can do is, if you're not sure, you can always maybe look back on the diagram I have on my tablet. So they don't tell you. I don't see. I can't tell what they put on here for the original jet. It's like they don't tell you. So it appears as though the longer end goes in that way. Okay, according to that. So that longer end of that emulsion tube will go in first. And I'm going to put in the 65 jet in. I'm just a bit puzzled how I'm already have the largest jet or largest size jet in there, and it's revving up and down like it was. So that's kind of weird. I don't really have the right screwdriver for stuff. Well, like I mentioned, if this doesn't work, I got another one I can try and do that and see what it does. So I got the other jet in there, and I know the other one's gonna rev up and down. So I want to try something a little different from what they had in there from original. It appears as though from the original one, from the old carburetor, they already got the 65 jet in there already. So, and I know that revs up and down like crazy, so I want to figure out a different way to make this happen, so we're not doing that all the time. So I need to tighten that up, tighten up this. So I got it on there plenty snug. So now let's see if I can get my gasket on there. Let's see if I got the one I need. Well, maybe I don't think. No. I don't quite have the gaskets I need. I mean, I do have this big thing, but I wouldn't know if that's gonna fit on there real well. And I still need to put the other gasket on here. Or I think, maybe I don't have to. It's gonna get on that plastic thing. I guess I can try that. Just have to get it lined up properly. I can see if that will fit. Maybe it won't fit on there. I don't know. Let's see. Probably not going to work. It's going to be in the way. So That's not going to happen. So, you know, I do have this other gasket that doesn't have the hole in it, and maybe nothing says it absolutely has to have a hole in it, but maybe I can use this one and maybe the other existing one, because this isn't all that bad a shape. It's still relatively new, so I can maybe take this one out. I thought I had enough gaskets, but like that. I think. Yeah. I feel like that will be okay like that. Now I need to put on my little, I'm going to put on the little wire controls on there. Put on these little things on. Now, hoping you can still see. So I got my little things back on. I got this installed, and I can put this back on for this. So I'm going to use the gasket. I'll just use the existing gasket. So I'm hoping this is going to work, but if it don't and it starts to rev up and down again, then I'll have to take it all back apart and use another different jet. It's a matter of trial and error until you finally do get it working, and I'm hoping that the different size jets will allow it to work without revving and fouling up the spark plug. But I'm surprised to find out it already had that 65 or 68 jet in there originally. Because I thought it'd be the one that'd be too small. So I hope you can still see everything okay. make sure that that bowl bolt is on there good and snug. So now I need to put in my, so I got that all put back on, and I try to snug up the that nut or whatever on the bowl, so hopefully it won't leak. So I need to put in my spark plug back in, and then see if this will start at all, and see how well it's going to run. And then just test it out. I'm hoping I won't have another spark problem. And just in case, I will put this back on. Now the other thing I'll do is I'll turn the gas on. Let's see if this is going to start to leak out gas on the bottom. If I turn this on, it's full of gas. So I like to test it and make sure it's not going to start leaking everywhere. I'm still trying to see if I can find any kind of legible number on this new jet, which I can't seem to still see except for the one that's on the very top, and then even that's hard to see. It appears to be a 68. And I was assuming 68 would be the largest number of jet, figuring that would run properly. This older one that I drilled out with micro drill bits is also a 68. I can see that number much better. So the original jet would be a 68. Now I was assuming that'd be the larger one. Now if I was to try to compare, and I may not be able to, the but I wanted to see if I can get this smaller, this tiny one. I thought maybe I could try to compare, and I may not be able to. Probably can't tell any real difference between, now this one here is a 62. This one I can see on the side it's a 62, and this other one on the left is a 68, and you really can't tell by looking at them of any real difference in size. Looking at it through the light, you're not going to be able to really tell. But you know, maybe it goes the other way. You know, maybe the smaller number is a larger jet. Sometimes that happens. But this is a 68 that I took out. This is a 65 here. Or let me see, make sure. 62, I mean. Keep confusing everything. 62. So now I put in a 65 jet in there. That's what I replaced it with. I replaced with a 65. Let's see if that's going to run. And if not, it still starts to rev up and down. I'll put this other one in. This one's a 62. And go with it and just see what happens. But anyway, this is going to be a really long walkthrough video. And I don't see any gas dripping all out of it yet. So let's see if maybe this will start up and run half decent. I need to take it outside in case it's going to blow out lots of gas everywhere. Exhaust. It's going to be difficult trying to start this with one hand. Unless I get my little tripod out. I'm hoping I'm not going to be standing there forever and ever and ever cranking on the thing. I like to have it start, you know, within a couple pulls. Okay, so that was plenty interesting, whatever all of that was. Lots of backfiring. So now I need to figure out, do I have the emulsion tube put in backwards? Because not like I was really paying a whole lot of attention how it came out. But anyway, but it did start, it did run for a little while and then quit. So I may have to work on it some more. Anyway, well, now it ain't gonna start at all. So this has been going on for a good hour video, so at least you saw the process of buying the parts from the Honda parts website and buying the different kinds of jets you can put in there and see and try. And maybe the one I got in there is the wrong size, where it's, you know, maybe using too much air and making it backfire like that. So I need to take it all back apart, find out what it is I did. Maybe the spark plug is fouled up again. Or maybe try a different spark plug. I can maybe try that too. I can take that one, old one out and see what it looks like. I had to get my wrench. Well, it's that don't look too bad. Can't see it real well, but that still looks pretty clean. But now it ain't running no more. Well, I mean, it's not starting now, but now I do have a different spark plug I can put in there. I can try that maybe. Well, that was also very interesting. I will show you what I did. Okay, so what happened was, when I first started it, made all that popping, backfiring, smoking and all that, and then just quit. Well, it was this spark plug here. It might be hard to see with all the blurriness, but I bought this at Lowe's. This is the NGKR. NGKR, got this at Lowe's. This is the, if you can see it in the blurriness or focus, whatever, you probably can't see. Anyway, it's a BPR, B as in boy, P for Paul, R for Richard, 6, E for Edward, S. And I bought this at Lowe's thinking, well, maybe this will make it work or run a bit better. But as you saw and heard, it didn't work at all, and there might be something wrong with the spark plug. So then I took this out and I replaced it with this other one, the spare I have. And this is what came with the lawnmower originally. And this is also a NGK. If you can see it, NGKR. And this one is the B for boy, P for Paul, R for Richard, 5, E for Edward, S as in Sam. So BPR5 ES. So as you saw and heard, it started right up and ran better. So now we'll put this back in. This don't look really, you can sort of see, it doesn't look really dirty or fouled up at all. It only ran just for about a minute. But I can spray a bit more carburetor cleaner on it and get a bit more cleaned up and put it back in and start it again and see what happens. So maybe it'll keep on running longer and not rev up and down. So it apparently, I guess it does not like the BPR6 spark plug. I thought maybe it might like it, but I guess not. So I'm going to get this cleaned up a bit better with that carburetor cleaner. Use this. So I just get it on there really welded. Make sure it's thoroughly clean as I can get it. And I might even take my little pocket knife, because I can never talk ever right, and clean out the inside and in between the gap there. But that does look properly gapped. It looks straight and gapped to me. So maybe perhaps the other problem I was having for a little while was using the wrong spark plug I didn't like. As I mentioned in the comments, not in the comments, but in the description, because I can never still talk ever for the life of me, that I replaced the spark plug, which still makes no sense. I replaced the spark coil. I replaced the spark plug coil in it because that just quit. So maybe that BPR6ES blew out the original spark plug coil, because there's no information. There's really nothing that tells you exactly as to what is what. You're thinking it's all going to run the same, maybe a bit better, but maybe not. So maybe a combination with the BPR6ES with that original ignition coil, it blew it out. So I replaced the ignition coil, and then you heard it popping and smoking, and then it just quit. There was no spark at all with that BPR6ES. So replacing it with this seemed to make it start and run better. So maybe I'll put this back in, it's cleaned up better, and see if it will run again and test it and see. Maybe do some mowing before it starts to rain. And also a little later, I can go back to Lowe's and get another BPR5ES. It's probably due I get another spark plug. So maybe I'll get another one of these at Lowe's. So let's try it again and see if it will run. But the good news appears to be it's not revving up and down right away. Oh, well, that's okay. You get the idea. It's running, and right about now, long by now, it would start revving all up and down. And it's not doing that, so I may have fixed it. Well, now I can't start it that way. Well, anyway, I have to get it out of here. And I was trying to, this is heavy wet grass, and that's what I wanted, to really put this to the test, to see if it's going to start to rev all up and down in a loop like it was. So it was kind of revving a little bit. It was revving up and down a little bit, but that was because it's got such thick, wet, deep grass. But that's a good test because long by now, this mower engine would start to rev up and down. So I may have fixed it. So I need to keep on going with it. I need to really give it a good test to make sure it's going to keep running. So that might very well be the solution for any of you that might still be watching this video, or maybe you time shifted through it to near the end. But apparently what I did was, in summary, was you have this main jet 68. It's on the bottom of the page here. Main jet 68, that was in the carburetor originally from the factory. And I know for a fact this 68 jet will make it rev up and down like crazy, and it just never ends. So I changed it out for the 65 jet. I thought all this time long that the 65 jet was in there originally, but it was. It's a 68. So I changed it out for a 65 jet, put it all back together, and it turns out it's important to use the correct spark plug. I tried with a ES6, it doesn't like it. So the ES5 that comes with the engine originally with the mower, that's the correct spark plug to use. And there's no leaks. So I'm not gonna keep this. I'm just gonna probably take off this float and keep it. But that's probably the only thing I'm gonna keep. And then I will put this back. This is the other new jet. This is the new jet. This is the small little one, or the number 62 jet. So this is the 62 jet. So if I needed to, I could put this in there, but I may not need to. As if I was to put the 62 jet in, then it's probably going to start starving for fuel or starving for gas, I would think. Or maybe it might even do that, or maybe run too rich. It might allow too much gas in. So I was wanting to. Oh, this is the. Oh, this is the one I took out. Oh, this is the one I took out of the new carburetor. So I want to put this. Now this. So let me see. Make sure I get the right thing here. This is the 68 jet. I'm sorry. I keep on getting everything confused. This is the 68 jet I took out of the original carburetor. So that goes with that. It goes with that bag here. I'll put the 68 jet with this other one in there. So this is the other one I'll keep. So that might very well work for you. I'm hoping it will, with everything falling over and just falling down. Anyway, so I'm hoping that's going to work for you. Is just go here to the HondaPartsNation.com, put in your lawnmower model number, go to the carburetor section, and go ahead and buy yourself a brand new carburetor and assortments of jets. And depending on where you live, because it's not going to be the same everywhere, depending on where you live in the country, you may need to experiment with one of these other jets to make it so it's going to run properly, not rev all up and down or run too rich or whatever. So I'm hoping that will work for you. And it is going to rain later, so I got quite a bit more mowing to do, and so we'll be going on for almost an hour and a half at this, and it does start right up. It does run. It's not revving yet. It might rev a little because it's got all that loaded all up grass it's trying to chop up, but other than that, it's running. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'll check the spark plug later. I mean, it's probably not run long enough to check the spark plug and show it to you right now, but I'll take it out later, check it, and if I need to, I can always go back down to Lowe's and get another one. And in the meanwhile, will show you the gas I'm using in that lawnmower. I go to Lowe's and I get this. So head on over to Lowe's, and it's a bit more money, but you get a whole gallon of this gas just for your lawnmower. This is ethanol free, and I'm finding out this is the other secret. If you're using that, even if you use that gold premium unleaded, it still has ethanol in it, and I'm finding out it will still not run right with your lawnmower. So I get this ethanol free, and it does seem to run much better with this. And I've also put in other assortment of cleaners with it, just to try to keep it from carboning up too much and running too rich and fouling up the spark plugs. I've been running some fuel cleaner through it to try to get it all cleaned up. So I'm hoping that this will help you with your lawnmower once you get the proper jet in there and it's not revving all up and down and running too rich and starting a lot easier like it says it's supposed to. You can also use this ethanol free. I get it at Lowe's, but you can get it about almost anywhere they sell lawnmower stuff. So you can try that. And I've been pouring in a little bit of the sea foam in the gas tank previously to try to get it all cleaned up and cleaned out. So I may pour a bit more in there when I start to mow some more. So I'll probably pour a bit more of this with more of that ethanol free gas. So this is sea foam. So I got this, and then there's this. So there's a can of this stuff too. So whichever, either one. And so I may have used this actually, not that small bottle, but maybe this. You don't need much of it anyway. So I was wanting to show you those things, hoping that will help you. So I need to get all of these things kind of cleaned up, and I probably can toss this out. This is the wrong spark plug. And so I get a lot of these things all cleaned up. So that's pretty much all there is for now at the moment. I'm hoping that even with time shifting around through this long walkthrough video, you found some solutions that will work for you. And for some of you that are much more proficient with working on carburetors than I am, you could probably get all of that done in half the time. But it's just a matter of swapping out the main jet they give you at the factory for a different one that's gonna keep it going instead of the revving up and down. And you don't have to get micro drill bits like I did and try to drill it out because, well, I found out the hard way. I made it too big. It made it run too well, where it's running really rich and smoky, and it was bad. But anyway, so I'm gonna keep on mowing here for a while. Thank you very, very much. I'm gonna for watching my YouTube video. I know it's a really long one, but I got a lot more mowing to do, and it's gonna be difficult trying to mow with one hand and holding this big, heavy tripod in the other hand. So you did see it run. You saw it start up a few times, easy, and run, and so I'm gonna keep on finishing up the whole yard. I got the front yard, side yard, backyard to do. The whole time I'll be running. I'll listen for it, see how it does, keeps on going, and just go from there and see what happens. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate Hiromi from Japan watching my broadcast and commenting. I appreciate it. I think I saw on here somewhere that Hiromi said something about, which I can't see now, but he said it sounded fun or it sounded good. So Hiromi from Japan seemed to enjoy my little video here. Hiromi says that the whole thing will explode when the engine starts. Well, that might happen, especially the way things are going. And Hiromi says he doesn't know if it's fixed or broken. So, well, it's, at least for now, it's fixed better than it was. At least for me it is. So I appreciate Hiromi from Japan watching my live stream broadcast on YouTube. I'm hoping that you did too, even though it's a really long one. But anyway, I'm hoping that even though it's an hour-and-a-half long live stream video, I'm hoping you still found some solutions that will work for you. So thank you for watching, and I will try to upload some more music, reel-to-reel tape videos when I can, when I got time, when I'm able to. So look for those when they happen, and I appreciate you watching.